share, travel a million miles away.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am finally, after 4 weeks in a row of cancellation due to Mother Nature raining, in a 2005 S2000. This is an AP2, not to be confused with the AP1. The main difference between the AP1 and the AP2 is the cup holders. Kidding, no, but there is coincidentally one cup holder in an AP1 and two in an AP2. The main difference between the AP1 and AP2 is torque, mostly, and the AP1 can rev to 9,000 RPM while this revs to 8,000. But you kind of have a good trade-off, because when you're hitting 8,000 you get there quicker due to the torque rather than having to keep going at your power. The first impression of the S2000 as soon as you get in it, it is literally the most ideal driving position I have felt probably since the BRZ. A lot of people don't like it, but I have said many times that I would own one of these over a BRZ. I just enjoy this car a little bit more. Not that the BRZ is a bad car, it's an awesome car. I just like the way this engine revs. It's just a lot of fun. The VTEC in this motor hits around 6,000 RPM. And even though this car isn't, I wouldn't say it's exactly fast, and I wouldn't say it's exactly slow either, but it feels fast. It's one of those cars you get in and you're like, wow, this is a ton of fun, and I don't really have to get in trouble to do it. The first time I ever drove an AP2 was definitely a life-changing experience, I guess you could say, because I love this car so much. I wanted one very bad when I was younger. The digital tack, everything, it's a perfect interface. Everything is towards you. The AC, it's mine. The radio, it's mine. It's not yours. Everything is mine. And even with that, when it comes to control, the shifter on this thing is ridiculously short. The biggest thing with the S2000, or one of the biggest things, is that it's balanced. So let's get around some bends real quick. I'm not gonna push it too hard because it's not my car. So, VTEC. I could literally have a cup of tea and read a book while driving this car, excuse me. It is so easy to drive. All right, around our S turn, nothing. Seriously, I could have a full-on deep conversation about life while I go around this bend. Awesome. Love this car already. This car is mostly stock. As you guys know, I try to do more modified cars, but this has a Catback exhaust, and it's also kind of a baseline review. I'm introducing this car to you because it's going to be turboed soon. So we're kind of doing a before and after deal. This belongs to my friend Luke, and if you remember in a vlog way back when, we were washing our cars in the front of my house, and he had an AP1. Problem is, he got in an accident where it was totaled, unfortunately. But Luke loved the S2000 so much, you know what he did? He got another one. It's that good of a car. It really is. I mean, it's hard to argue. It's reliable. It's a Honda. It's reliable. And you can just have so much fun driving this car. Alrighty. The S2000, believe it or not, is the most powerful naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and I believe it. It gets up and goes, especially after you hit VTEC. Yes, I know, make VTEC joke here, but it's awesome. This motor, which is the F22, it has this very signature sound compared to the other Honda motors. It's much more kind of grunty. I really, really like it. Per gallon. I like to call it Miata syndrome. It feels fast, it's fun, and you don't get in a lot of trouble driving it. People also know that these are amazing platforms for modification. Their stock bottom ends have been known to do insane things and hold up. It's pretty remarkable. Spark notes thing on the S2000. The car was made for about 10 years, which is really unfortunate because it's such a good car, and in my opinion, the NSX and the S2000 are my favorite Hondas because it shows that Honda can make a fantastic rear wheel drive vehicle. It's a shame they don't do it more often. I mean, for it only being 10 years because it was to celebrate the millennium, it's no wonder that they had it in movies like Fast and Furious around the year 2000 to promote the product. It was a very short 10 years, and I have one thing to say about that. Too soon, Junior. I promise I'm not hating on Miata people, I promise. It's just, this car has always appealed to me just a little bit more. I feel, especially the AP2. The AP2 is a lot more aggressive in the front. And that's why when you see a lot of people who buy the AP1s, they'll kind of convert their front end to the AP2. It has little accents here and there that really make the yellow pop. I mean, it's hard to argue with a yellow S2000. It's such a stereotypical kind of, sports car. Almost like a midlife crisis deal almost. Yeah, me and my wife were having some trouble, so I decided to go the back roads and get it out of my system. If you want to get into the sports car world, this is definitely a car to look at. It's an amazing beginner car. It's very all-around balanced. And I really don't have hardly any complaints. The only complaints I would see is if you were taller than me, which isn't a problem because I'm a pretty short dude. I'm around 5'8", 5'9", so average height. Other than that, I have nothing to say. I really don't. And as you guys know, I have a very hard time hating a car, but this one especially has always had a very soft spot in my heart. When you drive this car, it wants you to keep going. That's all it wants you to do. It's like, go ahead, go a little bit faster, you'll be fine. And 99% of the time, you will be fine. What I love about this tach is, first, it's digital, which is, of course, like, straight out of like science fiction. Especially when I was a little younger. I drove this car the first time when I was around 17, so I was like, oh my lord, this thing is so high tech. Yeah, you'll get the argument that a lot of people say, oh, you have an S2000, that's cute, but they don't realize you're gonna laugh at them because you're having way more fun than they are. The clutch in this car is so light that to kind of quick shift it, it's a piece of cake. I was granny shifting a little bad earlier, I totally admit, but I'm so used to driving these kind of stupid modified cars lately, so having a nice kind of OEM clutch, it's definitely a different experience going back to it. It's almost one of those cars that, it's probably all in your head, but it's one of those cars that kind of the quicker you go, almost the more stable it feels. It just goes around a bend. Let's go now, we're around another one, stuttering because I'm focused. And bam, you just had an awesome back road cruise. These brakes are stop tech, so they are drilled and slotted, so it definitely shows when you're about to go around a bend and whatnot. All right, first gear, go, VTEC. Once you get the shifts down in this car, it is one of the easiest cars I've ever driven. So I very much want to thank Luke for trusting me to drive his baby. I know this is his baby, and S2000s are very dear to my heart, so it meant a very big deal to me to be able to do this. Thank you all so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. So I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. No, we had to hold back on all the Johnny Tran
yeah.
jokes.
I'm not sure everyone would appreciate it.
He's running a Honda 2000.
Watch out, Jesse. I think he's got another 100K under the hood of that car.
I love how Jesse talks.
Yeah.
Like, it's so exaggerated and...
Come on.
And, like...
Why are you going to MIT and stuff for this, bro?
Oh, bro, no, everything but math, I failed.
He should drive a Honda the way he says, bro.
I know. And he, you know, he wears his hat like this.
Bro, bro.
He's running a Honda 2000. Nah, I got him. It's fine.
You can't bet your dad's car.